Hey guys, what's up? Art Diva here with a Photoshop 101 for you guys. This is just a light retouching. This is not magazine worthy retouching by any means. This is just if you want to take a few imperfections out of your photos, have them web ready, Facebook ready, what have you. So we're just going to use a few basic tools, the clone step tool, the dodge, the burn, and that is about it. So the first tool that I'm going to start out with is our clone stamp tool. And the way that this tool works is when you hit Alt and you click your mouse button in a spot, it's going to then take that spot and put it wherever you click the next time. So let's say I have some of these bits that I'm clearing up here, imperfections. I'm just clicking. My trick is to click as close to it as possible and then click the spot, and that way I'm not transferring, like, you know, where light is hitting me on my skin to a shadowed area, because then it's apparent that you've done it. So another thing I want to point out, like with what I'm doing right here, is I don't take all of the imperfections out. Sometimes I just take the opacity down, like I did there with the nose. That's a scar. I mean, that's been a part of me my whole life, so I just take it down a notch just so it's not as prevalent. One thing you want to be really careful with your eyes is, especially with somebody who's wearing glasses, is it's very tricky. So you want to take your opacity down. You want to make sure you've got the right size brush that you're working with, and you just want to be very careful with the way that you sweep across, because you can easily get the rim of your glasses faintly in there, or your colors will be off because glasses have different shadows than people without glasses. And then just be mindful of what you're taking out. You don't want to take the entire, you know, if it's somebody like me, like I have bags just naturally, I don't want to take them completely away, because then I look like a different person, and you don't want to do that, especially when you're doing it for a client. You don't want them to look at it and wonder who they're looking at. So just be really mindful of that. And then you just want to clean up, you know, anything that you feel like needs to be cleaned up. I tend to take the opacity down on things like wrinkles, because you still want to, like I said, have some of that person in the picture. You just don't want it to be as prevalent. Another thing that I do is I play around with the burn tool, and I'll do it around the eyes. So I'm going to show you here. That is too dark for me. So I'm going to go back, take that off, and then I'm going to take my opacity down a little bit on that so that it's a little more subtle. But I'm going to go around the bottom lash line, and typically I go around the top lash line, and then I go around the eye and any of those dark areas, and that's going to really help that pop out. And you'll see what I'm talking about once we do it completely. So we're going to come over to this eye, and we're going to do it as well. We're just going to kind of darken the lower lash line a little bit. This is a good way to extend eyelashes on somebody. This picture is not a good example of that, but you could take that burn tool and you can just wisp it out right along with the eyelashes, and you don't have to actually draw them, and it will thicken them and make them look a lot better. The next thing I do after the burn tool is I go in with the dodge tool, which is what's going to make things lighter or take the color away. Make sure your opacity is down, because you don't want it to be like stark white, but I just go in the whites of the eyes and inside the highlights of like where your actual eye color is, and that's going to really brighten that up for you. This is also really good when you're doing like a detailed retouch. You can do it in the hair, everywhere that the sun hits, if you're especially in like bikini pictures, like, you know, for Sports Illustrated type photo shoots. Basically, you can really get where your highlights and stuff are, and it really helps to define an area. I also go in on the lips with the burn tool and the dodge tool as well on one of these light retouches, and just sort of clean everything up a little bit. It's also a good way to, if you're editing the way that I'm talking about with your opacity on your clone tool turned down, so that you're not completely like matting out the face. The dodge and the burn is a really good way to go in and get that definition, and I think that that's a tool that a lot of people tend to neglect. I also went in on my eyebrows there and did that. So I mean, it's just a really good way to bring out things that you want to bring out. I have cropped it down, and now I'm just kind of showing you, playing with some levels. You can kind of change your lighting and whatnot that way. You can even go with like a Gaussian blur or a Gaussian blur. I really don't say that right. I've realized that. I don't know how to say that. But go way down on it, like three or four, and then you can change like your hard light, your soft light, and it'll really make it pop, just like the picture at the beginning. So that's all. I appreciate you guys visiting. Don't forget to comment with any questions that you may have, any thing that you want to see more in depth. Until next time, when I'm back with you guys with a new Photoshop tutorial, you guys keep creating, be artistic rock stars. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.